So Pedro wanted just to chime into that.
Yep.
Well, let's start the show. We don't know what we're going to talk about. Spider-Man review and spoilers.
Spoilers, so if you have not seen the film just yet, go watch another video right now, watch the movie, and then come back so we can talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the bad cameos and stuff.
The bad cameos.
Yeah, we'll talk about later. So, overall, what were your thoughts on the film?
It lived up to the name, Spider-Man. You are watching a teenager who got his powers, who's having fun with it, who's experienced all these different changes. He's very emotional, but not too emotional. But it's just as a high school student going through his phase with powers. And it's pretty much, a lot of people say, hey, it's perfect from the comic book.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man Homecoming is definitely the best Spider-Man movie. I'll dare say it. It's better than Spider-Man 2. And you guys know how much I love that movie. Spider-Man Homecoming defines what Peter Parker is. His young, naive self. That always wants to do best, but he's stubborn. He wants to do what's right, but he also wants to improve. But he's a little stubborn. He doesn't want to face the fact that he may not be ready. The characters were great. Michael Keaton was fantastic as the villain.
Keaton, you did it again, man.
I mean, to be honest, I was waiting the whole movie for him to say, "Have you ever danced with the devil? There, pale moonlight." I was just waiting. But sadly, it didn't happen.
Jack will kill him.
He was great. He's probably one of the best Marvel villains we had.
Yeah.
Because one of the things Marvel has a problem with is that they don't have good villains.
He knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, we have Loki up top, and I think we have Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
I think they're the same.
I can see that. And at the end, that Peter Parker basically ruined his life. He still was vouching for his boy. He's like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah,
if I know who he was, I would have killed him.
Right, exactly. And spoiler. So might as well go into it. Spoilers. So, do you have a problem with Flash Thompson as a character, as a bully? Was it a modern day type of bully you think, or was it your average piss off rich kid?
I didn't mind Flash Thompson. If anything, I think it was what he was. He's a bully. He's a rich kid. Picks on Peter Parker. Nothing wrong with it. But now you mentioned Flash Thompson. I guess I'll mention the other cast members that I really appreciated how diverse the cast was. You had white kids, black kids, Hispanics, Asians. We had a diverse range of characters, and I really appreciate watching that. I guess the only minor thing that I guess I wouldn't like is just the character of Michelle. Michelle played by Zendaya, and it's not that she did a bad job. It's just I feel like she was very inconsistent. Because in one scene, her character worked. Mm-hmm. Being the angsty teenager, and some others it's just okay, you're just being annoying at this point.
So, what are you doing, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So, what are you doing this party? Well, friends. Oh,
yeah. But something I want to talk about briefly is the fact that they kind of just ignore the origin story. They're okay, you guys have really been beating down the head who Peter Parker and Spider-Man are. Just forget about it and just move on with the story. And that was such a great breath of fresh air. I was talking to a friend after the movie, and when we realized that not a single moment in the film do you hear the words Uncle Ben.
And great power comes great responsibility.
Not that line, neither. So, you never hear those words. And I think, if you know Peter Parker, Uncle Ben is an essential part of his life. Define who he is as a character. Yada, yada, yada. But it was pretty cool that they kind of infer. There's a scene where he's like, hey, I don't want to tell Aunt May about it. She's been going through a lot recently. So I guess a little cool nod,
Yeah, and they didn't give you, what is she's going through? Obviously, it's, Uncle Ben. And it shows this Peter Parker don't want to talk about it. It's he don't want to bring anything up about what happened. So that's pretty cool. We actually skip the whole Uncle Ben scene, the whole Uncle Ben death. For those who never watch a Spider-Man movie or read a comic book, have no idea about Uncle Ben, I could see them bringing it up in the second movie.
Yeah,
or before his senior year,
cast like someone to play the role of Uncle Ben and just have like flashback scenes. But it's just, I guess it's just we've seen already like 6 Spider-Man movies. At this point, you got at least know the basics. Like, okay, his uncle dies.
Yeah.
And he's.
If you haven't watched any Spider-Man movie, dang.
I don't know where you've been in the last 20 years.
Oh, 10 years. But yeah, I could see bringing Uncle Ben and talking about other characters. We have Liz, his love interest.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the Liz that we know from the comics. Liz Toombs. Michael Keaton's daughter, the Vulture daughter.
Which, that was such a great reveal, like, you just be in the audience and like, okay, Peter Parker's no longer Spider-Man, he's trying to be a normal high school kid, he's picking out his day for the prom, and oh my god, he's back. And like, the whole theater just went, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And the car ride, man, like, that scene where he, pulls up the gun and he's like, listen, does she know?
Hey, does she know? He was like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like shitting bricks after that. He's like, damn.
I mean, he was shitting bricks the whole like scene, like car ride.
From that door scene to like, I'm gonna die. That's what's probably going to. I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill me.
What do you feel about Iron Man? Like his role in the movie?
He did pretty good. Robert Downey Jr., great actor once again. Not too much Iron Man. They even though they tease a lot of Iron Man in the trailers, but it's actually not a lot of Iron Man. So you have to appreciate that from MCU.
No, he was definitely like there, like the right amount. Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't. It wasn't.
It was kind of like a guidance for Peter.
Yeah, and like in Peter's relationship with Happy Hogan, that was funny too.
Yes.
No, but the thing with Robert Downey Jr. in this movie is that you gotta get to see a lot of like Tony's humanity, because he's still the asshole we all like to love, but he cares about Peter. He really does care about what happens to him, about his future, and like trying to make him better than he ever was.
Yeah, and for those who was hoping they're gonna be a Robert Downey Jr. and what's her name? Marissa Tomei as a summer couple. Guess what? It's nope. Because if you saw that ended, oh
yeah,
Pepper Potts and Tony getting married. I don't know if that BS, but it was like
I was not expecting her to show up, because I thought maybe she had like some legal dispute with Marvel and contracts, old Hollywood stuff.
She just shows up to. I was like,
and she looked really hot. She was like, oh wow, she's very hot today.
Huh? I mean, Tony got to drop that ring on her now. Don't want to lose her again. Yeah. But then he has a second option. Aunt May.
Which I like how they hinted that like okay, Aunt May is really hot. So
yeah. But the scene at the restaurant. Logo.
But the funny thing is that for this scene, for the movie, they made her look a little older. Somewhat. They had her like have the whole long hair and the glasses. So like they made it look, I guess, aunt-ish, I guess, in a way. Yeah. But so like her relationship with
best
Peter.
friend, aunt.
Yeah, so like it really
sister mix.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like she's like like the old grandma type. She's like a older sister.
Somewhat, yeah. An older aunt, pretty much, but not like grandma looking, because they did that in the early comic books, kind of like grandma looking.
In the first Spider-Man movie.
And then especially the first movie. Then you have was it Ultimate Universe? She kind of was a bit younger than that one. And if you watch the anime cartoon, you could see the difference. Like the one that came out the last 3 years, she was a bit younger, kind of hip. So they're kind of going with that angle for her character, and it's pretty cool. Like all right. And then we have other characters showing up. You have Ned, his best friend.
You keep going. I had something to say later on.
So I'm thinking, yeah, you don't have Harry Osborn in this movie, but you have Ned. What if this is Ned Jr.? Because we know there's a hobgoblin named Ned.
Well, it could be,
It could be his son. Well, what if they go with this twist? oh, Peter, my father's da-da-da, and maybe the next film we'll have Hobgoblin instead of rumors of maybe the Scorpion.
I mean, the Scorpion's in the movie.
He is, but not as the Scorpion.
Nah, as
the
Guardian. Yes, that's the Scorpion. We already know.
When they said Guardian,
I want to make a statement that I made months ago before the movie came out. You can look in the archives. I made this statement. Shocker is in the fucking movie. I called it. Once I saw Sleaze, I was like, oh my god, the Shocker is in the movie. And if you guys don't know, I don't like the Shocker. I think he's a dumb character, and he's a 50 Cent version of the Electro.
Oh shit! Damn!
But still, he looks ridiculous. That's why I love him, because he looks dumb as fuck. But yes, he was in the movie twice, because there's two characters that played Shocker. Yeah. So we have him. We have Scorpio. Miles Morales
was mentioned. Yeah, but without saying Miles.
But
Donald Glover.
I knew like he had some sort of like relationship with him.
Donald Glover did great. AKA the Prowler. Now, yeah, he said, yeah, I have a nephew, and I don't want this things blowing up in the other side of town. We don't want another incident like we had a couple of years ago. So he was like, yes, fine, I'll help you out. Just, I'd like to rob banks.
But I feel like you didn't really need to be in the movie, to be honest. But I feel that that's kind of like the studio's always like, hey,
we do have a Miles in this universe.
We will love for you to be Miles Morales, but because of age thing, you can. But at least we'll leave.
I have something to say about that.
Oh, sure. Hit
if you really want Donald Glover to be Miles, everybody, stay tuned for my next video in a week from now.
Oh, damn. Look at you, Dan.
Oh, trust me. I got like a whole layout here.
But I feel it was a nice nod for him, for them to be like, okay, you can't be Miles Morales, but you can be his uncle and still be part of the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
And let's talk about after credit scenes. We got
oh god.
And I know, yeah.
Captain America, you a-hole.
Okay, so let's talk about the first one, where it's the scene where Michael Keaton is going to prison.
Yeah.
And he encounters Scorpion, which is the person he was trying to sell the arms earlier in the film. And Scorpion is like, hey, I heard you know who Spider-Man is. Like let me know who he is so we can kill him. And then Michael Keaton, the Francis boy, knowing full well who Spider-Man is, he's like, oh, if I knew who he was, I would have killed him by now.
Yeah.
So I think that like kind of helps us relate more to Vulture, because even though he's an asshole, he sells guns, but he still wants to protect his family. And even if Spider-Man kicked his ass and put him in the prison in the first place, he's still defending him.
Yeah, I have a feeling that one,
but he cares about
he cares about the kid because one, the kid went out with his daughter.
Yeah.
2, he saved him more than once already. 3, it could be an ego, but like, yo, I want to take him out myself before anybody else.
Yeah,
because he put me in here.
Exactly, it adds layers. So it's a very fascinating scene, and
who's the friends that Scorpion talking about?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Before we go to the second post-credit scene, is that this movie had multiple villains.
Yeah,
but they worked.
Yes.
Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
and Spider-Man 3, like they
Spider-Man 3 is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's how you do multiple villains. You have one main one.
Yep.
And then you have 2 other sub ones. Like that you like.
We had 2 Shockers. We had a minor role for Matt Gordon who becomes Scorpion.
Yeah. Prowler.
We have Don Glover who becomes Prowler. And we got Vulture, Michael Keaton. It's perfect the way they laid it out. If they wanted to add another villain, I think they could have just say, hey, there was another set of bank robbers. And who knows, like those bank robbers that we saw,
they could have been. They
could have been some other character that eventually become some villain out there. Like
the Tinkerer. Tinkerer was in the movie.
Tinkerer was in there, but hey,
he wasn't caught.
Yes.
He wasn't caught.
What happened to the Tinkerer? Oh, yes. Another part to add to my next video. These ideas just keeps on rolling.
Yeah,
and you should hire me just to write your movies.
And finally, the last scene that Danny loves is the second post-credit scene that you wait all the way to the end of the credits. And it's Captain America lecturing you about
patience. Patience is a virtue. Damn you, Captain America. Got me waiting. It's like, oh, what are you waiting for? Something special? I asshole.
To be honest, I didn't.
But it was funny.
I didn't hate it. I thought
it was funny though. But I was like, I swear, like I got up. I was like, damn you, Captain America.
But
you
for me,
asshole. But it's just too funny. We got us waited.
But for me, like I didn't mind because I like to sit down anyway and like if I'm going with a friend, like, hey, like what do you think of the movie? What do you like? What do you didn't like? Just have a little like discussion about it, and then like
I took my little sister, so you know.
So yeah, like it was. I mean, I would like to see more. Maybe like tease a little bit of Thor or Black Panther.
Yeah, something. You know, they didn't. Yeah, that's something. They teased a little when they were moving things from the Tony Stark to the new Avengers. Place.
The
they
mentioned
Thor, though.
Captain Shield.
The new Captain America shield. So I guess that's a clue that they're gonna get them back onto good terms in the next movie.
Oh, it could be that before Civil War, Tony was working on those things.
Could have, but you know what? If he didn't care, he wanted to say, "Hey, let's get that." He would have trashed it a long time.
Oh, come on, Tony's a hoarder. He likes to keep things.
Of course, I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's gonna eventually need those damn items for them.
Yeah.
Cause he know they have different views, but when they team up together, they do kick ass.
Yeah.
So you guys, tell me what you think. Free, like, share, comment, do what you can. Tell your friends. Peace out.